Hello guys, it's me, Woman Respecter or Dev, whatever you like to call me. Today I'm doing a review of a first hard counter to Zachary and his bleed, Big Ed. Now I know what you may be thinking, Big Ed isn't real, but I asked Lockdown and Dan and Mr. C to make a review. I didn't get a review, so I'm doing it myself because somebody has to do it, and this new promo must not be skipped. I was called a fool, I was called a liar, and a buffoon, and trust me, I'm all of that. So let's get right into it. As you can see on the left side, Big Ed is just a big old slab of lard. He is so fat, like nothing can hurt him. So you can see his art, he's looking mighty fine in this picture. He's looking buff and strong, even though he isn't, we all know that. So let's take a look at what he is, what he's got. So you can see he's a tough character, he's a tank. I mean, of course, that's the only role he's capable of fulfilling. He's a mythic character, and his allegiance is the Mayo allegiance. Of course it is. I mean, look at him. Now let's take a look at his rush. So his rush is called Get Mayoed. Up to 5 teammates recover from bleed and burn. They also get 100% bleed/burn resistance for 1 turn. Remove all positive effects from a single enemy. So as you can see, that's a pretty good rush, especially when you're coming up against a Zachary team. He's gonna get rid of all that bleed, and he's also good for tie teams which utilize burn, and the resistance for both bleed and burn can really help with characters like Tai and Princess, who can do bleed and burn damage, like a lot of bleed and burn damage. It can also help with the characters like Bruce. I think Bruce has some bleed, and of course those pesky bleed/burn mods, which are sometimes annoying, especially with characters like Andrea or Tyrese, who can dish out huge damage and get that bleed/burn damage going. Next up is his active skill. His active skill is called Neckrack. Deal 100% damage to one enemy. This character gets 30% defense for 3 turns. So nothing special, a bit of damage, basically a basic attack of damage, and a small defense boost for 3 turns, which is not that bad honestly, because you won't be get to stand on the field for as long as he can, and with the defense boost he's actually gonna stay up there for longer than you expect. Now let's take a look at his mythic abilities. So first of all, we got strength, 40% critical hit resistance. That's basic tank, like it comes in a pack with the tank roll. It's useful when you're dealing with multi-hits like Ivanova, which is really annoying when it comes to killing blue characters. Next up we have Mayo Waynes. Heal 10% of max HP when this character starts their turn. This is actually really good. So every time Big Ed starts his turn, he's gonna regen that 10% max HP, which stacked with healing weapons like fast healing or other healers, for example Doc Stevens, which can hold a 10% heal weapon. This makes a lot of healing going to this character. And finally, his last mythic ability is called Thick Skin, 50% bleed resistance. This is basically a Zac counter for Big Ed. Combined with a mod, you can get this easily to 100%, making Big Ed immune to bleed, which is awesome because you need him to survive. But then again, something in his kit tells me that he wants to die, bleed or no bleed. We're gonna check this out now. As you probably guessed, Big Ed is an Outlast character, which means that when he dies, he gets to rush if not controlled. Let me tell you something. I've had an idea how to utilize Big Ed and his Outlast ability. Don't level him up. You can grade 5 him, you can limit break him, but don't level him up. Let him die. Let him die and get his rush. For example, you're fighting a Zachary team. A car just passed. You're fighting a Zachary team. You get bleed damaged. Big Ed dies. He gets his rush. He rushes. Your whole team recovers from bleed and burn. It's battle ready. So that's why I think leaving Big Ed as a weak little being is better than leveling Big Ed up. I've also had a team idea for Big Ed. So, for example, Negan lead, and you can have damage dealers like Sandy, Princess, Andrea, Ivanova, Tyrese, whatever you like. And then you can have Big Ed and the Scotsman. So your characters get damaged by bleed from Zachary. Scotsman dies, Big Ed dies. Scotsman recovers your team. Actually, Scotsman heals your team from the bleed damage that Zachary just did. Big Ed is dead. His Outlast triggers and you can rush him to cleanse your whole team of burn and bleed, which is awesome. But then again, you're sacrificing 2 spots to win against Zachary. That's not good, especially in war where there are points to be made. But that's the reality. Scopely won't give us a good character, so I had to make one. Keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.